My intention is to show you how you write test cases, and based on that test cases how you write business logic. So there is two part. One is business logic, and so that is our intention. So in there, so here is a test cases, and one of the test cases is written, and people who don't know what is test case, why we need a test cases, there is lot of question. So before I write another test cases, let me show you actually what is test cases and what it does. A test case actually tests a element in particular things. In our case, web pages, and especially in that particular case, Facebook web pages. So in that test case, it will test the login button. So let me show you. So that login page, if we go to Facebook page, the window between. So if we go there, you see there is a title, Facebook login sign up. So that is the same things, Facebook login sign up. So that is the page title. So we need to test it, the title is there or not. Assert means assert will test it a true or false statement. So we write assert title is equal to page title, means it's true. If it is true, then the test will pass, or if it is false, the test will fail. So first let me fail the test. So if we go to google.com, let's say google.com, google.com. So google.com don't contain the title Facebook login, it's contain Google. So if we run that things, that is the command you have to run if you want to test a particular things. I'll get back to there. So it will run, and it will tell me this is still there. Let's see. And it will run for almost 30 seconds, and it's try to grab the title, and it's say it's F fail, and then it's give me the result. One fail, and it's take 3.7 second. Now change it to facebook.com. Now run the test again. So it's run, it's collect, and it pass because it's find the title, Facebook, login and sign up. So that is what a test cases means. It test the certain elements exist or not. So let me write a test cases for you. So in the test cases we will enter mail and password and login. We'll log into Facebook. So how we write the test cases? So it's simple. We'll define a function. Let's say login. But remember one particular things. If you write test cases, you need to test before the function. Why? Because the command you run there, that command test /test, the pytest command, that is the command pytest. Pytest command actually searches the test keyword. So if you don't write test before your function, it will not going to find it. So that is the difference between test function and different kind of function. So first things will self, and we need to go to login page, and we need to create the object, login page object, and we need to pass the driver. How you actually how that model work and other things work, we'll get there, but let's write the function. The driver part I'll tell you later, or I'll show you some material so you'll understand. So now if we self login, if we go to self login and just make a do login, so there is lot of method available in login page. You see there is a get title method, we just did that. There is a get element method, get visible method, send key, lot of methods. So we will use do login method. So it's a means method. So login method. So login method need two parameter. One is test data. Let's see test data dot it's need username and it's need password dot password. Okay. So let me show you what that means actually. So where is the login page? Where is the do login function actually? So it is in the login page. We write another function for that. So that is a page object model things. That is our test cases, and that is our login page. Okay, that one. login page. So in that login page, what it does, it the let me show you the whole function. There is some, so that function call another function, do send key. Okay, that one. So that is in base space. So where is base space? Base space is there. Okay. So what does that do? It's sent key actually. If you sent, it sent key actually. It sent key, and if you write some text, it send the text as a key. You can do lot of things with that, and there is some other things it do. It's wait for 30 seconds, and it's a driver wait things, and it's until its visible elements is loaded, means it will wait to load the elements for 30 seconds, and that property will in there, the 30-second wait property. Okay, so if it sounds complicated or you don't understand how Selenium work, and it's a very simple things how Selenium work, but that is the base space. Base space means we inherit from that base, but that's not our concern now. We'll understand that things separately. So what do send key do? It will send a key. In that case, we will send a username. Okay. So in that case, we will send a username and a password. And it's a do send key method. That method come from base space. Okay, so now we send do login means we send two key. One is username and one is password. So how that two things, where that two things live? So let's see where that two things live actually. So test data. So in the test data there is a username and there is a password. Okay, so we import test data class and their variable. It's very simple, test data class and variable. So maybe password is there, but we didn't get the username because username is written differently. Username is username, so we need to write user name. Okay, so we write the test cases. Now it's supposed to, if I run that command, it's supposed to test the login and button. Who is this? Facebook login and button. And let's see how it's work. So let's run the function. Let's run that test cases. Let's run both test cases. So just enter. So it's do the title, and it's if you see that things, it's enter the password and username, and it passes. Pass the test data. So in that way you write test cases, and if you want to test more things like other button, other things, you can just write that way and write the test cases, it do that things or not. Now you learn a particular things, that things called page object model. So page object model. Page object model, POM সংক্ষেপে. Okay, so we are using page object model to write our test cases, and it's a traditional framework. You will find, if you write page object model, you will find lot of materials in internet and other places, but that is not our concern. Page object model is not our concern, it's a part of our project. The second project is second step is, based on the test cases we need to write business logic. So in our bot login page, we just copy that things and paste it there, nothing else. And now we like to write a business logic using that things. So okay, so how we are going to do that? So first things, you need to create an object. So let's create a login object, because we need to log in. Okay, let's create just object. So bot login. Okay, bot login. What does that means? That means that object. Okay, so we will create test login is, I need to where is it? Okay, bot login. So that object bot login. Okay, so if we do that things, at the end of that things, it will become a object and it will show a red button. So if we import that class, it will so it's an object. So I need to store that object in a variable. So bot login. Now I can call all the method of that object. So if I call a method, particular method, I need to log in. So if I write login, and all the method is available, is CMMMMM. So there is lot of magic method, but one particular method is test login. So we need that things. Which one? That method, test login. And for that we need a variable also. So Facebook login and is equal to test login. So now if we run that things, it will go to Facebook login and it will enter the password. And that's how you write the business logic. I will go one more further step, because that is particularly the things I want to show you some more tricks. So that is the business logic. So now you know how to write business logic and how to write test cases. So let me show you some extra technique. So in login page we make do login, but I just comment that line because I don't want to log in. You see, do login call login button. So if we do click, if you go to do click, previously we use do send key and now we are using do click. So if we go to do click, it will pass a login button. So where is the login button? That is the login button. Okay. So if you don't know how to actually do expat things, let me show you some technique. So it will give you some insight how you do that things. So so it's simple. If you go there, if you right click in there, and that is the ID, name ID. So that is the ID. So we are using expat. Sometime expat is. So you can use login, and or you can just click the copy expat. So that is the expat, and there is some particular tools in there. You can use that things. It will be more easy. So in that way you can find the password and expat, and in that way I am finding that. So for login button, in that button I inspect and I go there, and I just find. So it's a button normalize space, and it say in bold text login. So that's how I am finding that button, login button. So that's how I am finding the expat. And now I am I make a click in that expat. That's what I am I'm not writing previously in my test cases. I don't want to do that. So now do login not only send username password, it will at the same time it will click the login button. You see, we don't write there, but you need two parameters, email or password. You don't need to write login button parameter somewhere. It happen automatically. So yeah, if you understand that things, previously our business logic don't enter in the Facebook. Now our hope is to enter in the Facebook. So run that things. So it's go to Facebook, it's write the password, and it's go to login. You see, it's work. So in that way we can write the business logics. We need to do that things. So I hope it's makes some sense to you, and it's long because I am not making tutorial, I am making a project, and that might help you to start to write business logic and test cases using our framework. So it test cases, it test plus business. So now you probably using that framework write any kind of test cases and business logic, and not only for Facebook. You can write test cases for any kind of web elements, and the particular things we used to model our software, it's called POM, page object model, POM. So I hope you understand, and I hope you deliver your best intention. Thank you. Have a very nice time.